Hey everyone, it's Chris with Get to Know Cars, and today I am very excited to present to you the 2022 Ford Bronco. It is the base model, but it is a vehicle that I have been obsessed with since Ford first announced it, and I'm very excited to share it with you today. Big shout out to Bruce Woodring Auto here in Henderson, Kentucky for giving us access to today's car that we're going to review. You can find them online at brucewoodringauto.com or stop by and talk to my friend Sabino. He'll be glad to assist you. All right, let's get straight into it. You got these pretty nice doors, nice and skinny. I mean, they're made kind of lightweight so you can remove them and things like that. But the first thing we're gonna do, we're gonna pop our hood right there and show you underneath. Nice easy open. It doesn't hold itself up with hydraulics, not on this model at least. We have no hood cover. Everything is exposed. I think some people have mixed feelings on that. Some people like the neatness of having the cover. I actually think this is pretty cool because you just don't see it on that many modern vehicles. But underneath here, you're looking at the 2.3 liter inline 4. This is with Ford's EcoBoost system. And you're gonna get 275 horsepower and 300 pound-feet of torque if you use regular gas. Now, if you wanna use premium fuel, you can get a 25 bump on that to 300 horsepower, 325 pound-feet of torque, which is actually pretty cool. You don't see that on a lot of I guess kind of standard vehicles like this, but this one has it, so that's your preference, what kind of fuel you want to put into it. We also have no covering here. This is all exposed, but I kind of like this. It's like almost like a honeycomb look. I think they did a good job with it. Got our grille at the front. This being the base model, there's not a lot going on up here. You got your blacked out Ford Bronco right there. Everything's just kind of plastic up here. You do have tow hooks down here which feel nice and solid on each side. I love the look of the tail lights with the line in the middle. I like how the signal lights are lines like that. They're very simple yet very unique to this vehicle, and I think that's pretty cool. You got these little hooks right here. They have a 150 pound capacity on them. Notice how flat the hood is. You could strap something down on here, and these also serve as when you're driving the vehicle like on a trail or something like that. It's a nice little reminder of how wide the vehicle is. Are you going to be able to fit between those two trees, etc., etc. We have our on the 4-door model, these wheels are not my favorite by any means. I actually like these wheels on the 2-door model, but these are your 16-inch painted steel wheels. Your Steelies, as they are called. They're not as bad in person, but when you see them online, watching this video, see pictures, they don't look that great on the 4-door version. But in person, I have to say I like them a little bit better. Got a nice big side mirrors here that do not have blind spot indicators, but you do have a cutout. The little small mirrors that Ford does, you've seen them on the Mustang and several of the other vehicles in their lineup. That actually shows you your blind spot. I think that's actually much better than a blind spot indicator. Your handles are kind of all color matched with the trim of the car, just this plastic. There's not going to be any automatic lock and unlock feature. You're going to have to actually get the key fob out. Not that one. Actually, key fob's in the car, I think. Let's see. Where is the key fob? Okay. Tyler had it. You will have to get your key fob out to actually lock and unlock the car. It's very simple. That's pretty much all that's on there. And then on the back it says Bronco, except they have a sticker on this one. Feels good in your hand. I mean, it's a nice key fob, but it is basic. And of course, to actually see a keyhole on a 2022 is another kind of thing of the past now. You got your gas cap, which maybe it's a Ford thing, I don't know. I never liked the gas cap on my Mustangs in the past. I just think they seem kind of cheap and flimsy. I mean, there's nothing fancy, but you are going to have capless refueling, which is nice. The Toyota 4Runner did not have that we looked at last week, and neither does my new Mercedes. They both had caps, which was kind of interesting. Coming around to the back, of course, you got your spare tire right on the back, so you can remind everybody, hey, I've got the Steely. This is a love-hate relationship. You either like these or you don't. You got your backup camera right in the middle. It was really, I guess, just the most practical place that they could put it because the tire would be blocking anything else. And of course, right here, you got your Bronco, which is kind of like a modification from the Mustang logo. This one's kicking and just going crazy, which I guess is supposed to be a reminder of what you're supposed to do with this vehicle. Take it out on the trails and go crazy with it. Your handle back here, there's no button or anything. You're just going to pull on it and the bottom will extend out to open. It does have hydraulics on it that are going to at least get you this far, and then you kind of have to push the rest of the way. If you try to fight it when you're pulling it, you're going to find that you really have to tug. Just let the hydraulics do their thing. It looks like there's actually 2 points on this. Let's do that one more time. You're going to open it, let go, let the hydraulic do its thing. That way you're not fighting it. And then it stops here. Give it another little push to let it know. Right there, right there. And then it'll take it the rest of the way. It's easier to just not fight it. just roll with it. Nice opening here to load stuff in. Kind of got like a step right there if you needed to, like if you had the top off and it just crawl in the back, whatever you want to do. Now you might be thinking this isn't, maybe you want to put something a little bigger in here and this is in the way. Now if you have the hard top, you can just raise it up like you see on other SUVs. With the soft top, you've got these latches on the side. You're going to raise it up, and then kind of like you have on the hood, you have a little stick right here. And we'll put that right there, and that's going to give you a little bit extra room. And you'll also notice that these pieces right here are painted and color matched to the car, which is pretty nice as well. You got lasso hooks right here in the back. Got a little cubby hole here. You got a light back here that has a little Bronco emblem in the middle of it, and we have a 12-volt right there, which is nice. And we have a tow hook right here underneath where your license plate would go. If you don't have a license plate here, there's a nice reminder. This is a Bronco. It says so right there. Light on the side. It looks like there's only one tow hook back here, just on this side. I don't see one over here. And there is just one exhaust outlet right here as well. Good to go. Your enthusiasm, it motivates me, sir.
I'm glad you can appreciate it.
Over here at the door panel, very basic, very rugged, everything you would expect for a car that's competing with Jeep. You got your door handle. Actually, I really like the door handle. Kind of a similar design that you see in some of the newer Mustangs. Your lock and unlock. Nice grab handle there. And you get a little net here, which is nice and flexible, so you can really stretch it to put like a big sports drink or something like that in there, which is pretty cool touch. Your seat controls are all going to be manual, at least on this model. You go up and down, back and forth, all that good stuff. Inside, you got grab handles on both sides right here with your vents kind of hidden up in there. I really like the look of these vents. I think they're a pretty cool shape, and they're just very easy. So you can still make a good looking, very functional vent and make it work. It's really nice touch. So we have Ford Sync system here. It is all touch screen, 8-inch screen on this model specifically. I think you can get a bigger screen on some of the other models, but it feels good. I mean, it feels good. Screen feels good. It seems responsive with everything. There's different features and stuff you can go on in here. It's got pre-collision assist and so forth, your audio, your phone. Apps, you've got Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, which is a nice touch as well. Let me close the door and I will show you the gauge cluster. We kind of have a nice mix between analog and digital. So if you're out driving on a really sunny day, you have the top peeled back and maybe you can't see the digital screen as well, still have your analog over here. And I will show you on the different drive modes here. I'll just show you as we change through the different drive modes here. I like some of the little icons. They have normal, We have the Eco, which makes everything green. Your Sport, which shows the world just burning. You're just going to destroy everything in this car. You have Slippery, which is like for rain and so forth, which also puts the car in 4x4 mode. And then we have Sand mode. You can see all the sand and everything. I think the animations are really cool. I mean, it's the same animations I think you're going to see on some of the higher end models. I'm glad that the base model inherited this feature. I think that's pretty cool. We have a really nice looking gear shifter. Get your Bronco on there. There is a small American flag on the bottom. Nice little hidden feature there. If you're not looking for it, you may not notice it. And on the side, there are buttons over here to manually change your gears if you do find yourself in a situation needing to do that. We have a little Ford plaque right here. Nice little Easter egg, actually, because it's shaped like the front of the car. The Ford is like the grille of the car, and then there's the headlights, which is a nice little hidden feature. You got USBs down here. You got kind of a standard one, and then a USB-C, and a really nice little cubby hole here. Really nice for storing some stuff. Your cup holders, which have these little things in there to fit your larger drinks and really hold them in. Window controls are right here in the middle. Every single window on the car is going to be automatic. There's your lock, and then here's your mirror adjustments for the side mirrors. Going into the center console, you get another little outlet right there, which is nice. They give you a little tray to put stuff in. You can kind of set it up here on the top, but really deep, really practical. Really put some stuff in there. If you're going to go out off-roading one day or something, you want to load up with some snacks, you can easily do so. We have up at the top here 6 different auxiliary switches. If you switch them, they will actually turn a color, like a little orange light behind them, to let you know that they are active. And there's wiring throughout this car, different access points that are pre-wired for you to add different accessories. If you want to add a light bar, things like that, this car already has everything for you. You don't have to do any drilling or any wiring of your own. You just have to come in here, figure out which switch you want to connect it to, and get it wired up, and then boom, you're good to go. With a flip of a switch, you're all set. And I think that was a really nice touch from Ford to think about that. Think about the type of people that would buy and use this car. That was good thinking on their part. So the windshield in the car, as you're driving it, you're driving this big SUV. I think the windshield seems really small, probably even more so because there's a 2022 sticker right there. But your rear view mirror, I feel like it's almost halfway down in the windshield, and of course this piece right here as well. It's pretty small overall. And then on top of that, if you put your sun visor down to block the sun, look how big these are. You can hardly see anything. There's just a small couple-inch gap between this and the hood that I can see right now. Now I'm taller. If you're shorter, you're going to be able to see more. So you'd really have to kind of push those up so you can still have some visibility. But these are nice sun visors, and they do extend as well. Because if you have it up here and the sun's right here, it's not going to do any good. So you can kind of extend that out. That's a nice touch as well. They did pay attention to some of the smaller practical details, and we can appreciate that for sure. We also have inside the car a 6-speaker audio system, which we were listening to it earlier. It seems very sufficient and will get the job done. You also have your climate controls down here on the bottom. They're a little cheap filling. They're kind of shaky, they're plasticky, but there is some rubber around them, which is nice. If you're out off-roading, got stuff on your hands, you'll still be able to use all of these pretty well. And it is going to be single zone climate. There's not going to be dual, unfortunately. But if you have the top off and the windows down, you're out off-roading anyway, that's not really going to matter. But it is nice that they still have physical buttons for all this, as opposed to integrating it into the screen. In the back, we have enough room for what you would need. This seat is in my driving position. It's actually not as much as I would think. I guess I would expect just a little bit more room back here. But Ford's kind of staying true to what they've done with their seats, kind of like we saw on the 2021 Mustang GT we did, where they kind of cut out the back of the seat, give you a little bit extra room. It's spacious enough. It's plenty fine. If you're going out and having fun in one of these outside, you're not going to be overly worried if you're a little bit crammed in here. But you know, I'm 6 foot. This is fine. But if somebody taller than me was driving and they needed to push this back, we might have a little bit of a problem. There is no center armrest. That's kind of a downside to this car. But everything is practical back here. You know, these cloth seats, they feel good. I actually think they look good. Something that's very interesting, in the center down here, you have your controls for the windows to go up and down right there. And you got USB ports back here. Your headrest will very quickly, there's a button on the side, very easily just kind of pop down, which can really help with visibility out of the back, because when you're looking up here, it's not the best looking back there. So if you put these down, that's really going to help, and it's the easiest thing to do. Push, and they pop right down. And then as far as putting your seats down, it is a 60-40 split, and that is extremely easy to do. Put our headrest down there. It doesn't lay completely flat, but it lays flat enough for you to get plenty of stuff loaded in here. And then you just pop it right back, and you're all set. And I think it's good enough. It serves the purpose. There's nothing overly back here that I can really praise. In fact, I don't like that there's no climate vent. But everything at least functions for what you need is for an off-road vehicle. So we're about to drive the Bronco, and just driving it over here for the review. It was actually
Quite bumpy.
It's very bumpy.
Bumpy.
It's not a great ride.
Yeah.
That could be partly due to the fact that it has the very small wheels and tires.
I don't think it has much to do with that.
Probably not,
No.
But Jeeps are bumpy too. You're not buying it for a luxurious
That is true.
ride quality.
That is true.
I have to say, I am just, I love this. I love this vehicle so much.
I think someone's regretting their recent car purchase.
I think long term, I bought the car that works for me the best, but I just have that desire. Like, I would want to buy this car to go out and take it off-roading and go on trails and stuff like that. But the reality is,
Never would.
I'm so anal about keeping cars clean.
Never would.
I would never do it. So I would never get the proper use out of this vehicle, but man, I love them. Oh, I was like a little kid for this review today. I was so excited.
Yeah. I was not. I was not.
Now, is that because of the car, or is that because somebody had to get up early?
It's both. The upset stomach did not help either.
That does not help.
So we're out here in beautiful Henderson, Kentucky, down by the river, and
Beautiful hot day.
yeah.
Oh, I love this so much. You can just see straight out the top.
We've got hats on, so we'll survive.
So our arms will get most of the burning.
Yes.
Oh, this is I feel so cool driving this. Even though I'm not. I'm driving the base model with the Steelies, and here I am like, I'm so cool.
Yeah.
I have to say, this thing has some pep. You can hear the turbo if you kind of punch it. It's got pep though. I mean, I think we got a little. There's turbo lag. There's definitely turbo lag.
But it's not bad.
It takes it a second.
It's not bad.
But it's not bad. I mean, it's got a little punch to it, which is nice. So we have now learned that the auto start-stop feature, it can be disabled via a button in the car, but it's going to work like my Mercedes that we reviewed a couple weeks ago.
You have to re-engage it.
You have to push it every time. I have gone crazy for these things since they were first announced. I loved it. I love the old Broncos. I was so excited. I love the boxiness of them. I like the interior. It's rugged, but it's practical. And this color, this is the exact color that I would want. I want the yellow. I would just want to go with at least 1 or 2 packages above this one and get bigger wheels and tires. That's the only thing I would change on this car. Everything else about it, I'd be perfectly happy with this one. There's like
terrible names.
There's at least
They're
7
all
different
terrible
ones.
names.
I like them.
Including the name of the car. Ford, terrible name. Bronco, not great either.
I love it. Bronco is so fitting. I love it. They brought it back. They've revived it. This is the Frankenstein of SUVs. They brought it back to life.
Still should be dead. Yes, I agree. I agree 100%.
I don't think we've ever been more torn on a car. At least not one we've reviewed for this channel
No.
yet. Because is there anything you like about this car?
No. No, there isn't. It
just-
gets better gas mileage than the 4Runner.
All right, so
that's a positive.
let's talk about the MPG. You're gonna get a combined average of 21, and it's a little bumpy right now. We're on a road they've just torn up. I think they're gonna repave it. So you're gonna get 20 city, 22 highway for a combined average of 21. It's not the best, but it's not the worst either. I would expect a little bit more for a 4-cylinder. But you know what?
It's a big car.
You buy this, you're not worried about the gas mileage.
You should be.
You're going out, you're going to burn gas on trails and stuff, trying to jump rocks and tree roots and all this other stuff. You're not worried about the gas. If you're going out driving a car and burning gas for fun, I don't think you're worried about fuel efficiency. I think I've gotten to the point I used to be like over the last last decade, we'll say, I was always so caught up with luxury cars. I guess I still am, which is why I bought the Mercedes. But I'm getting to the point now where I don't mind harsher ride quality in sportier cars or cars like this, because I actually want that connection with the road. The more comfort, the more luxury you get, the more disconnected from the road you are. And I feel like the more disconnected from the road you are, the more disconnected from the car you are. I want to feel it. I want to feel the road. I want to feel the car. I want to have that connection. That's why we drove. I drove a stick shift for the first time from Bruce Woodring. I drove one of their Hondas. We didn't upload the video or anything. We might in the future. We'll see. Because I wanted to get that experience. I'd never driven. I got right in, drove it. I did not stall it taking off the first time.
Third time.
I did a couple times throughout, but I did really good. I knew how to do it. I had just never done it. And what a fun experience that was. There's no better way to connect with a car. That was really fun. But I feel like in this car, you're connected. You're connected to the elements. If you're going to drive it like this with the top out, especially if you want to take the doors and stuff out, you can feel the road, you can feel the car, you can hear the turbo. You're connected in every way with this vehicle. Now, is it the most reliable off-road vehicle? I have no idea. That only time will tell on that. And everyone's going to have an opinion on that. If you have a Bronco and you're watching it, let us know what you think about it. What your experience has been.
And most people that are going to off-road too, they're going to aftermarket stuff. They're going to beef everything up.
Hence why Ford gave us these auxiliary buttons at the top, which was really nice, where you can just kind of add stuff to it without having to do the hard part of the labor yourself.
The annoying, yeah.
Yes. I like that you can see probably 90% or more of the hood. I love being able to see that. You see the little side flares, so you'll always remember how wide the car is on trails and things like that. It's nice. It's got a good presence on the road. And at least in the car, I can't see those wheels. So I'm much happier in here not being able to see it. I'm just not a big fan of them on the 4-door model. If I was buying a 2-door, I'd be perfectly happy with the Steelies. Perfectly happy.
They're not bad. They just don't fill out the middle.
They don't. All right, now it's Tyler's
How we
turn.
doing? So I am in the Ford.
The what now?
I'm in the vehicle. I have adjusted for myself, and
I mean, for a 4-cylinder, that's not too bad.
it's
got
okay.
some pull.
It's okay. It's
Yeah.
okay.
Now, if we had premium gas,
It'd be
Yeah.
it'd be so much better. So much better.
I'm absolutely loving this right now. With the no roof, huge window. I mean, this is fun. I love this.
I'm a fan of smaller vehicles, so this is bigger than I prefer to drive.
Right.
It's not bad. It's not anything I would go out and purchase myself.
And I've said it in a lot of the videos we've done, even in the 4Runner video last week that I did. I said they seem so big to me because I'm a car person. I prefer smaller vehicles too. But there's something about this one. I like the fact that there's nothing fancy about it. I like that the interior is basically just plastics, because it's designed to get dirty and for you to easily clean. Now the only thing, I would probably rather have leather seats because I think they'd be easier to clean. But there are some really good cleaners out there.
These are going to stain easy.
They're going to stain, but if you have the right kind of cleaner, I have a spray cleaner. It foams up. It's called Tough Stuff. It will get just about anything out of cloth seats. It is good.
I would say you'd want to Scotch guard these if you own
That would be good, yeah. Put that protection. Yeah, absolutely. But I do like the seats. I like the look of the cloth seats. They feel great. I think I'd rather just have leather if I was going to off-road it. And maybe I'm not thinking about it right. If you are an off-roader, tell me what the pros and cons are versus, cloth seats versus leather seats. Let me know. It's not something I've ever done, so I don't know. I've learned a lot from the comments from our viewers, and I appreciate those comments. So keep those coming. Let us know what you think. This is family friendly, sir.
So the ones who complain,
We get some of those viewers that are like, you didn't do your research. Technically, it's this and that and this and that. And it's like, you know what?
Clearly.
I'm not a car expert on any particular brand. I do my research. I share what I think are the biggest features as far as doing an overview of the car, and then I share my personal opinion. That's all I can do, all right? I'm going to make my videos my way. He's going to make his videos his way.
If you bought this brand new, I would think you'd be happy with the purchase.
I think so too. It's going to do what you want it to do. And if you're never going to off-road it, buy it with these wheels. Buy it with the Steelies. They'll be perfectly fine. A lot of people like them. There's a lot of hype around these particular model wheels. And drive it around town and enjoy it, just like we're doing right now. Take it out in the country on the curvy roads.
This is a great fall and spring vehicle.
Absolutely.
Well, thanks for joining us here in this 2022 Ford Bronco. Get to know cars. I'm Tyler. This is Chris. Don't buy a Bronco.
Buy a Bronco.
If you want to buy this one, check it out at Bruce Woodring Auto in Henderson, Kentucky.
Call and ask for Sabino. He'll be glad to help you out. And until then, you still don't know it, do you?
Drive it like you stole it.
No! Stay safe, have fun, and put the pedal down.
Yeah, exactly. Same thing.